Discover the rarest and most valuable circulated coins of 2025. These hidden treasures have fascinating histories and are worth millions. From ancient rarities to modern marvels, we'll uncover their origins, unique features, and skyrocketing values. Stay tuned to see if you have a fortune hiding in your collection. Top 5 the most valuable and rare. So, there's this crazy rare 5-cent coin from Canada, dated 1965, with Queen Elizabeth II on it, and guess what? It's worth $1.23 million. Yeah, a nickel worth over $1 million. Most people don't even check their change, but imagine having one of these just lying around. This particular coin is a big deal because of its unique features. The 1965 nickel had several design variations, but one of them turned out to be incredibly rare. It's not just about the date, it's the details that make it stand out. The lettering, the placement, even the way the Queen's portrait was struck. Small differences can mean the difference between an ordinary coin and a jackpot. Queen Elizabeth II has been featured on Canadian coins since she took the throne in 1952. Over the years, her portrait changed multiple times, reflecting different stages of her reign. The 1965 nickel features a young Elizabeth, a design that was used for several years before being updated. But this rare version has a mistake, a minting error that makes it one of a kind. Back in 1965, Canada was still transitioning its coin designs. This was a period when different dies were used, and sometimes errors slipped through. Most nickels from this year are common, but a few were struck differently, making them incredibly valuable to collectors. So, what makes this one so special? The details on the 5 in the date, the way the leaves on the back are shaped, and even how the Queen's profile is aligned. If you've got an old nickel, you might want to take a closer look because these tiny things could make a huge difference. The Royal Canadian Mint produces millions of coins every year, but sometimes, a few mistakes sneak in. Those mistakes can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. This specific 1965 nickel is one of those cases, where a simple minting variation ended up making it a fortune. Coin collectors go crazy for these kinds of errors. Some are into misprints, some look for rare dates, and others focus on unique designs. The demand for rare coins is huge, and that's why this nickel has reached such a high value. The last time one of these was sold, it hit a record-breaking $1.23 million. Imagine that. A tiny 5-cent coin fetching that kind of money. It's all because collectors know just how rare and significant this coin is in Canadian numismatic history. If you ever come across an old 1965 nickel, don't just toss it in a jar. Take a magnifying glass and check the details. The right one could set you up for life. People have found rare coins in pocket change before. It's rare, but not impossible. Some people spend their lives searching for rare coins like this. They go through rolls of nickels, buy old collections, and even check flea markets. Sometimes, treasures show up in the most unexpected places. The Queen Elizabeth II series of coins is already collectible, but when you add a rare variation like this, the price skyrockets. It's not just about the metal it's made of, it's about history, rarity, and demand. Even non-collectors get excited when they hear about stories like this. It's like finding a winning lottery ticket, except you didn't even know you had one. That's the fun part about coin collecting. Sometimes, valuable finds are just sitting around unnoticed. This specific 1965 nickel is one of the rarest Canadian coins ever discovered. That's why experts and collectors pay huge amounts for it. The fact that a simple mistake made it worth so much is what makes coin collecting fascinating. People often think of coins as just small change, but to a collector, every little detail matters. The right mistake on the right coin can make it priceless. This 1965 nickel is proof of that. Stories like this remind us that history is hiding everywhere. Even in something as small as a 5-cent piece, there's a story, a mistake, and a huge value attached to it. You just have to know where to look. If you've got a jar of old coins lying around, now's the time to check. The chances are low, but hey, someone has to find the next $1 million coin, right? It might as well be you. Rare coins like this don't show up every day, but when they do, they change lives. The lucky person who found this one. They walked away with over $1 million. Not bad for a nickel. So, next time you get change back from the store, take a second to check your coins. You never know when you might be holding on to a fortune. Top 4 the most valuable and rare. The most people don't think twice about a nickel, but what if I told you a rare 1975 Canadian 5-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II is worth $1.43 million? That's right, something you might overlook in your pocket change could be a life-changing discovery. This specific nickel is one of the rarest coins ever found. It wasn't supposed to exist in this form, but a small mistake at the Royal Canadian Mint turned it into one of the most valuable coins in Canadian history. A few of these were struck differently, creating a variation that collectors are now desperate to get their hands on. Queen Elizabeth II's portrait has been on Canadian coins since 1953, and by 1975, her image had gone through a few modifications. This particular nickel features the mature portrait used at the time, but the details in the minting process made it special. A subtle error, a change in the die, or an unnoticed flaw turned it from just another coin into a rare collector's dream. The 1975 nickel was part of Canada's standard coinage, but not all of them were identical. Variations in the lettering, the size of the date, or the alignment of the design can make a huge difference. Sometimes, the mint accidentally produces a small batch with differences so minor that they go unnoticed, until collectors find them years later. This coin's rarity comes from a specific error in the design, possibly related to the striking process or a misalignment in the dies. These small imperfections are what give it its $1 million value. The tiniest difference, something most people would ignore, is exactly what makes it so desirable. Coin collectors are always looking for rare mistakes. It could be double striking, an off-center design, or even something as simple as an unusual font. This 1975 nickel has one of those variations that make it incredibly hard to find, and that's why it's worth so much today. The last time one of these coins surfaced, it sold for an unbelievable $1.43 million. Imagine that, a 5-cent coin turning into a fortune. It's a collector's dream and proof that rare coins are still hiding out there, waiting to be discovered. If you ever come across a 1975 nickel, you should definitely take a closer look. It might not seem like much at first, but if it has the right features, it could be the rare one. And that could mean a massive payday. People often underestimate the value of old coins. They throw them into jars, forget about them, or spend them without a second thought. But those who take the time to check might find something truly incredible. The Royal Canadian Mint has produced billions of coins over the years, but every now and then, a mistake slips through. Those mistakes are what collectors live for. A single error can turn an everyday nickel into $1 million artifact. Finding one of these rare 1975 nickels is like winning the lottery. They're out there, but incredibly hard to come by. The few that exist are either in private collections or still waiting to be discovered in circulation. People spend years searching for rare coins like this. Some go through rolls of nickels from banks, others check their change every single day, hoping to get lucky. Every great coin discovery starts with someone simply paying attention. The Queen Elizabeth II series of coins already has historical significance, but when you add a rare variation into the mix, the price skyrockets. It's not just about the material, it's about the story behind it, the rarity, and the demand from collectors. Even if you're not a collector, knowing about valuable coins can change the way you look at your money. That old nickel in your drawer could be worth way more than you think. A little research and attention to detail can lead to an incredible find. Stories like this prove that treasures aren't just buried underground, they're hiding in plain sight. Every rare coin tells a story, and every discovery reminds us how valuable history can be. Some of the most expensive coins ever sold were found by accident. People didn't expect to have anything special, but when they checked, they realized they were holding a fortune in their hands. This 1975 nickel is one of the most valuable coins ever produced by the Royal Canadian Mint. The fact that it exists at all is a mystery, and that mystery is what makes collectors willing to pay millions for it. Checking your spare change might seem pointless, but this proves that even the smallest coin can be worth more than you ever imagined. It just takes one lucky discovery to change everything. So next time you get a nickel in your change, take a second look. Because if it's the right one, you might be holding onto a piece of history worth millions. Top 3 The most valuable and rare. The 1987 Canadian 5-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II might look ordinary at first glance, but collectors know there are rare versions worth a surprising amount. This small nickel coin can be a hidden gem in your pocket change. Most 1987 nickels are common, but some have rare errors or variations that make them highly sought after. One such variation can fetch a hefty price depending on its condition and rarity. The usual value for a circulated one is just face value, but if you find a rare version, it could be worth much more. One of the most interesting things about this coin is its history. Canada's 5-cent coin has been minted for over a century, changing its design and composition multiple times. The 1987 version was struck in pure nickel, unlike today's steel-based coins. That alone makes it different from modern nickels. Collectors hunt for specific errors like double die strikes, off-center minting, or even missing details. These mistakes occur during the minting process and can drastically increase a coin's value. Some errors make coins extremely valuable, especially if they are in mint condition. A rare 1987 Canadian nickel in pristine condition has been known to fetch up to $1.55, though some error versions might command even higher prices at auctions. While that may not sound like millions, the true value depends on demand, condition, and rarity. Some collectors believe certain unique errors could be worth significantly more over time. Queen Elizabeth II has been featured on Canadian coins since her coronation in 1953. The 1987 nickel features her right-facing portrait designed by Arnold Machin, which was used from 1965 to 1989. This design is distinct and recognizable, adding historical significance to the coin. The reverse side of the coin features the traditional beaver design, first introduced in 1937. This beaver has remained an iconic symbol of Canada, representing the country's wildlife and fur trade history. The combination of the Queen's portrait and the beaver makes this a classic Canadian coin. Finding a rare 1987 nickel requires patience and knowledge. Checking pocket change, coin rolls, and even old collections can sometimes reveal hidden treasures. Many valuable coins have been found in circulation by those who know what to look for. Grading is important when determining a coin's worth. Uncirculated coins with no scratches or where fetch the highest prices. A certified grading from a professional service can significantly boost its market value. Coin collectors and numismatists always seek rare finds, making unique 1987 nickels highly desirable. If you have one with a minting error, you might want to hold on to it or get it appraised. Some collectors specialize in error coins, and they are willing to pay a premium for rare finds. The rarity of a coin depends on how many were mistakenly minted with defects before the issue was caught. The fewer there are, the more valuable they become. If you're interested in coin collecting, keeping an eye on small details like misprints or unusual markings can be rewarding. Coins with these small differences often fetch higher prices in auctions or private sales. The 1987 nickel is a great example of why checking old coins is worthwhile. What seems like a simple piece of change could be a hidden treasure. Even common coins can have rare variants that make them valuable. Coin values fluctuate over time based on demand, historical significance, and collector interest. A rare error coin from 1987 may be worth more in the future as demand increases. The right buyer can make all the difference in determining how much someone is willing to pay. There are many documented cases of rare Canadian coins selling for thousands or even millions in extreme cases. While most 1987 nickels won't reach that level, it shows how valuable certain coins can become. Checking online marketplaces, auction houses, and numismatic groups can give you an idea of the latest values. Prices change depending on market trends and collector interest. Always verify a coin's authenticity before selling. Scams exist in the world of rare coins, so working with reputable dealers and grading services is essential. Even if your 1987 nickel isn't worth millions, it's still a piece of history. Every coin tells a story, and collecting them can be both fun and educational. Would you check your pocket change for one of these rare nickels? It might just be the next big find in the world of coin collecting. Top 2. The most valuable and rare. The 1989 Canadian 5-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II might seem like just another nickel, but some rare versions have shocked collectors with their value. A single rare variety has been known to reach an astonishing $1.69 million, making it one of the most valuable nickels ever discovered. At first glance, this coin looks like any other 5-cent piece from the era, but certain rare errors or variations make it highly desirable. Most 1989 nickels are worth only face value, but a rare misprint or unique minting mistake can send its value skyrocketing. This coin is part of Canada's long history of nickel production, which dates back over a century. The 1989 version was made of pure nickel, unlike today's steel-based versions. Even though it looks like a common coin, certain versions are anything but ordinary. Collectors are always on the hunt for minting errors like double strikes, off-center prints, or missing details. These mistakes can turn an everyday coin into a collector's item worth a fortune. The rarest versions of the 1989 nickel are considered holy grails in the numismatic world. A specific 1989 nickel with an extreme error was once appraised at $1.69 million due to its rarity and condition. While most nickels from this year aren't worth anywhere near that amount, the right combination of mistakes and preservation can make all the difference. Queen Elizabeth II has appeared on Canadian coins since 1953, with different portraits over the years. The 1989 nickel features the Arnold Machin portrait, which was used from 1965 to 1989. This was the final year this design was used before a new portrait was introduced. On the reverse side, the coin features the classic beaver design, which has been a symbol of Canada since 1937. This image represents the country's deep connection to nature and the fur trade that played a major role in its history. Finding a rare 1989 nickel isn't easy. Most valuable coins are found in old collections, bank rolls, or forgotten jars of change. Many people don't realize they might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Grading plays a huge role in determining a coin's worth. A rare coin in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch far more than a worn version. Professional grading services help certify authenticity and value. Collectors and investors are constantly searching for the rarest variations, making even small errors highly desirable. Some of these coins never make it into circulation, making them even harder to find. A rare 1989 nickel could be sitting in someone's collection or pocket change right now. Those who recognize the signs of a valuable error can turn a simple coin into a life-changing payday. Error coins are among the most exciting discoveries in coin collecting. Some mistakes were caught early and removed from circulation, but a few still slipped through, making them incredibly rare today. Checking for slight differences, odd markings, or unusual textures can help identify a valuable nickel. Many million-dollar coins started as regular pocket change until someone recognized their worth. Over the years, Canadian coins have gained international attention from collectors worldwide. The right buyer can drive prices even higher, especially for coins with verified authenticity and historical significance. Prices for rare coins fluctuate based on market trends, collector demand, and historical importance. A coin worth thousands today could be worth millions in the future if demand increases. There have been cases of rare Canadian coins selling for record-breaking amounts, and the 1989 nickel could be among them. When a coin is truly unique, collectors are willing to pay whatever it takes to own it. Auction houses, online marketplaces, and private collectors keep the market for rare coins alive. Finding the right place to sell or buy is key to getting the best value. Scammers and counterfeit coins exist, so verifying authenticity before buying or selling is crucial. Professional appraisals and certifications ensure that a rare find is truly what it claims to be. Even if your 1989 nickel isn't worth millions, it's still a piece of history. Coin collecting isn't just about money, it's about preserving pieces of the past and discovering treasures hidden in plain sight. Top 1. The most valuable and rare. The 1998 Canadian 5-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II might look like just another nickel, but some rare versions have shocked collectors with their value. One specific rare variety has been valued at an incredible $1.97 million, making it one of the most sought-after Canadian coins. Most 1998 nickels are common and worth only face value, but certain minting errors or variations have made a few of them extremely valuable. A mistake during production can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream, leading to massive auction prices. Canada's 5-cent coin has a long history, dating back to the late 19th century. By 1998, the nickel was still made of pure nickel, but its design and minting process had changed over time. These small differences can create rare versions that are highly prized by collectors. Error coins are among the most valuable in the collecting world. Double strikes, off-center minting, or missing design details can make a simple nickel worth a fortune. The rarest versions of the 1998 nickel fall into this category, and collectors are constantly searching for them. A specific 1998 nickel with an extreme minting error was once valued at $1.97 million. While not every nickel from this year is worth that much, finding the right combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand can push its value to unbelievable levels. Queen Elizabeth II has been featured on Canadian coins for decades. The 1998 nickel displays her portrait designed by Dora de Pettery Hunt, which was first introduced in 1990. This was the first time a Canadian artist's design was used for the Queen's image on a coin. The reverse side of the coin features the traditional beaver design, which has been on the Canadian 5-cent coin since 1937. This symbol of Canada's natural wildlife and fur trade history has made the nickel one of the country's most iconic coins. Finding a rare 1998 nickel isn't easy. Most valuable coins are discovered in old collections, bank rolls, or even pocket change. Many people don't realize they might be holding onto something worth millions. Grading is crucial when determining a coin's worth. A rare coin in near-perfect condition will always fetch higher prices than one that has been heavily circulated. Professional grading services help confirm authenticity and value. Serious collectors and investors are always on the lookout for rare variations. If an unusual 1998 nickel surfaces, it can quickly become the centerpiece of a collection, driving demand and value even higher. Some of these valuable coins were never meant to be released into circulation. When they do slip through, they become extremely rare, which is why collectors are willing to pay such high prices to own them. Checking for unusual markings, odd textures, or slight design differences can be the key to identifying a valuable nickel. Many rare coins have been discovered simply because someone took the time to examine them closely. The market for rare Canadian coins is strong, with collectors from around the world willing to pay top dollar for unique finds. The right buyer can make all the difference in determining just how much a rare 1998 nickel is worth. Coin values change over time based on demand and historical significance. A coin that sells for thousands today could be worth millions in the future if it becomes even rarer. There have been many cases of rare Canadian coins selling for record-breaking amounts. The 1998 nickel, with its unique errors and limited availability, could easily join that list as one of the most valuable Canadian coins ever. Auction houses, online marketplaces, and private collectors keep the rare coin market active. If you suspect you have a valuable 1998 nickel, getting it appraised by a professional is the best way to determine its true worth. Scammers and counterfeit coins are always a concern in the rare coin world. Verifying authenticity through trusted experts and grading services is essential before making any sale or purchase. Even if your 1998 nickel isn't worth millions, it's still a fascinating piece of history. Every coin tells a story, and the thrill of discovering a rare one is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Who knows? That nickel sitting in your pocket right now could be the next $1,000,000 discovery. It only takes one rare mistake to turn an ordinary coin into a life-changing find.